Good evening, I'm Devin Feely. Your stories tonight on the Primetime edition.
I've studied terrorism my whole life. I've never seen scenes like these.
Carnage and chaos unfolding in Israel and Gaza. Fallout from a weekend terror attack by Hamas growing by the hour.
A driver crashes into the Chinese consulate here in San Francisco, and an officer-involved shooting follows. Coming up, we'll tell you what we know.
A slew of bills from the state legislature don't make it past the governor's desk. Why one that would have established cannabis cafes went up in smoke.
And in the first alert forecast, today was day one of light rain. We got another day almost identical to it tomorrow, and then we'll see what comes after that. Coming up in the 7-day forecast, we'll track how much rain you may see tomorrow.
And the healing nature of music used to help patients who can't leave home.
That was good music.
Oh, yeah.
Live for you.
Oh, yeah.
From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Primetime Edition on KPIX Plus.
Good evening, I'm Devin Feely. These are tonight's Primetime headlines. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu formally declared war against Hamas today. He says Israel's military offensive against Hamas in the Gaza Strip has only started. A terror attack by Hamas triggered the latest round of hostilities. Now, so far, roughly 900 people in Israel have been killed and more than 680 people in Gaza. President Biden says at least 11 U.S. citizens have been killed, adding that he believes it's likely that there are Americans being held hostage by Hamas. A near collision between a cable car and another vehicle ended up sending a half-dozen people to the hospital. The fire department says the conductor had to slam on the brakes to avoid a car that was on the tracks. It happened this afternoon around 1 o'clock near Washington and Taylor Streets. All of the injuries, thankfully, were minor. State regulators may levy a $45 million fine against PG&E for the utility's role in the 2021 Dixie fire. It was sparked by a tree that fell on PG&E power lines. It ultimately burned nearly 1 million acres across several counties. The settlement money would be split between the state's general fund and native tribes affected by that fire. And taking a live look outside at the San Francisco skyline and the fog. Let's go ahead and get a check of our first alert forecast with meteorologist Darren Pack.
We should get used to this, Devin, and kind of settle in, because the weather we had today with this weak little system came in, tried to drop a little bit of rain. We're doing it all again tomorrow. Look at the time lapse from today. I mean, by the time we get towards like 5, 6, you see a little bit of misting rain come out of this. It's almost frustrating because you get some light rain, but we didn't really get much measurable at all. Let me show you what the totals were like across the bay. If you look at the